here. I apologize. My light, I guess, is too bright right now. So it is incredibly great to have all of you here right now. I apologize for such bright light. I guess I should sit back just a smidge. Okay, so welcome, guys, to my freak show. Now, let's dive into the information for American Horror Story and American Horror Stories for all of you out there, of course, who are showing up just for the tea because I'm serving it nice and piping hot today. Okay, so let's start with American Horror Story. Now, season 10. There's two premiere dates for it right now, and it's actually kind of confusing. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew what the correct date was and some correct information. Now, American Horror Story season 10 is set to premiere on August 21st, 2021. I'm not used to saying 21, and it's like halfway through the year. So this is reported by Screen Rant and TV Line. However, Google and like other sources online are reporting that the premiere is October 5th of 2021. However, again, major sources are reporting that it is going to be August 25th. So I'm really looking forward to that day. That's the day that I'm reporting and that I'm starting with is August 25th. So, all right. Now, the correct date again is August 25th. And the 25th, excuse me. And the first episode is actually titled Cape Fear. Wow. I just want to quickly throw this out there and just let you guys know that this just it gives me total Jessica Lange vibes. Because as y'all know, Cape Fear, there is an older black and white version of it, the original version, but then of course in 1991 it was remade by I believe Martin Scorsese. It was just really good and Jessica Lange starred in it. She was fantastic and I loved her in that movie. So I wonder if this is like a little hint to us that Jessica's returning this year, or maybe just like as a little cameo. I I have no idea, so you guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I know all of us love some good Jessica Lange rumors. And if this doesn't start one, I don't know what will. Moving on. The season is set to feature, obviously, two stories. One that is set by land, and the second season that is the second half of the season, excuse me, is set by sea. Now, the first poster for the season actually confirmed the return of the aliens. Excuse me, I probably couldn't speak because I needed some water. Hi, Thomas. It's so great to see you. In a minute, I will certainly take comments and say hi to everybody. So I'm really excited that they have definitely confirmed the return of the aliens. Now, casting definitely has confirmed so many actors and actresses for American Horror Story Season 10. They have definitely confirmed Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, Kathy Bates, Frances Conroy, Finn Whitrock, Lily Rabb. Those are all the regulars that are definitely going to return this season. Leslie Grossman is also coming. Billy Lord, of course, Matt Boomer, Adina Porter, Angelica Ross, and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Dennis O'Hare is coming back to American Horror Story Season 10. Everybody get excited for that because I don't know about y'all, but I am. The fact that Dennis is actually returning for American Horror Story, I am so excited. And I have my True Bloods back here, so I loved him especially as oh my god, I'm so excited about Dennis O'Hare. I can't even think about who he was in True Blood, and I just watched season 3. My mind has literally gone, but I am so excited that he is coming back this season, and it tingles me to say it. Dennis O'Hare is coming to season 10 of American Horror Story. Woo! I love it. Okay, so, and Cookie says hello too. Okay, so double feature is also set to include some noobs like Macaulay Culkin, Paris Jackson, and Kia Gerber. However, it's been Russell Edgington. Thank you, Tara. How could I not know that? Literally, my True Bloods are right back there. I took the rest of the seasons out to start watching them. But yes, thank you. I literally had a brain fart. So thank you. It's been kind of confusing, though, of who is going to actually star in which, either American Horror Story Season 10 or stories. And some of that has actually been confirmed today. So Kia Gerber and Paris Jackson are going to be in American Horror Stories, and I even have their character names. So get ready for that. Now, for the most part, the actors, their respective roles have been kept a secret. But if you go to Wikipedia or if you just go to any major American Horror Story fandom, you will find what their character names are going to be. I don't know why I didn't include it right here for the show, but I did hear a rumor about Evan Peters returning as Tate Langdon for American Horror Story season 10 because he was filmed wearing the same sweater that Tate normally does when he is featured, obviously, in American Horror Story Murder House and Apocalypse. So, in my opinion, I would assume that those shots are for American Horror Stories and not for American Horror Story season 10. Blaze, you are the best. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be in season 10. I'm pretty positive he's just going to be obviously in stories for a couple episodes. And I actually have a pretty good theory about that because I have the titles for American Horror Stories, but again, we'll get into that in just a second. However, I do want to say it does seem that like American Horror Stories is going to be focused on a rubber woman and kind of like a rubber man, but mostly like of a rubber woman. So in my opinion, yeah, he's going to be returning for American Horror Stories. It would only be natural for him to do that. Besides, he's supposedly playing a character named Austin for American Horror Story season 10. So again, I really don't think he's going to return as Tate for American Horror Story, just stories. Okay. Let's see on my notes here. So let's move on to American Horror Stories because American Horror Story is actually premiering on Thursday, July 15th of this year. Oh my God. I am so excited, guys. Next Thursday. Cookie's very excited too. Cookie's very excited too. He's very excited about American Horror Stories, so much that he just had to come over here and sit down with me. Now, the show actually does premiere on a Thursday on July 15th. Ryan Murphy confirmed that every episode is going to give the viewer a different nightmare. Sort of like Tales from the Crypt and like Creepshow. It's like their take on it. And I'm so excited. Guys, I'm so sorry if the camera's shaking. It's my dog. He's literally right down here. And he is kind of shaking the camera, so just a little bit. So please excuse that. Personally, I've been waiting for this type of American Horror Story since season 5. If y'all remember, in season 6, it was one of my theories, predictions that for season 6 that they would do 12 episodes. One episode would be different, an individual, not like a nightmare, but an individual horror story. Sort of like Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone type of thing. And we all thought, I loved that idea. I don't know if everybody else loved the idea, but I loved that idea and I wanted to see Ryan and Brad see what they would do with it, and they actually have. So I am personally excited for American Horror Stories. I wanted to let you guys know. Oh, Cookie, please stop, baby. You could. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm giving Cookie some love, and it's making his little legs scratch a little. Or kick. Come on, Cookies. Go into your bed. Go into your bed. Go into your bed. Okay. I'm sorry. I think I need to move up a little more. Okay. So we definitely need this year 2 seasons of AHS, and we're getting it. I am so excited for stories and season 10. So excited. Now, here's the catch, though, on American Horror Stories. You can only view it if you have a Hulu subscription. Cookie, stop it. Oh, my God, my dog now even unplugged my lights. Oh, man. No. Oh, my God, that is too bright. Okay. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties due to the dog. I apologize. Now, if you guys don't remember, I loved Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was my favorite show of everything. I just loved it. It was my favorite, as I just said 18 times now. But the problem was that not a lot of people had the money or the devices, or they didn't live in the United States. So they were not able to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead on the Starz platform, sadly. They weren't even able to have the option outside of the United States. So sadly, so many people love The Evil Dead that lived outside of the US. They pirated the show. And sadly, they also pirated to watch the show as well, even in the United States, because it was just really tricky. You couldn't buy stars. For us, you had to buy the whole package. I mean, it was just crazy. So I totally understand why people pirated the show. However, I spent a lot of money per month on stars to get Ash versus Evil Dead. And sadly, because a lot of people pirated it, it didn't count towards the ratings. So even though the ratings were really good in the first season, sadly, a lot of people pirated the second and the third season, and the ratings went significantly low, and they canceled the show. So I don't want that to happen to American Horror Stories. I want you guys to know that if you love American Horror Stories, get Hulu. You can get a month for free. I mean, it's really actually badass. If you want to just miss there's going to be, I think they said 12 episodes or so, but just wait a month or two, and then get a free month trial of Hulu, and then you can binge all of the episodes in that month, and you'll be able to catch up and see it all. But I just very much want to encourage all of you to, if you're not able to actually watch the show, or if you want to see it, it's only $5.99 per month. Oh, it's 7 episodes for season 1 of Stories. AHS News Updates. You are so incredible. Thank you so much for that information. So you can actually wait, 5 weeks and then get a month for free and catch up and watch everything that's already aired, and then watch the rest of the stuff that, airs as it comes out. So like I said, you can go onto Hulu, get a month for free for a trial, and then past that trial, it's $5.99 per month. And in my opinion, it's worth it, because you can even watch Scream Queen season 2 on Hulu, and that's why I do have it. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have Hulu. I'm one of those, because I love Scream Queens season 2, and you can't find it anywhere, barely even on Amazon. So I absolutely have Hulu. So please, guys, please, for new subscribers, they start you with a free trial. Just wait and then get that free trial. Watch the shows. Please don't pirate the show, so that way they can get the best ratings possible, and then hopefully we'll get a season 2, okay? Now, as far as the episodes go, the episodes are titled as such. The first episode is titled Rubber Woman, with the W-O in parentheses, so it makes me think it's woman and man, so, but it's part 1, and it's described as a teenager and her dad's, I love that, they move into a forsaken home with a grim past. As the family makes renovations, a darkness takes root within them. Totally get Amityville Horror vibes from that. I just actually want to pull it down from right there and just start watching it, because I totally get Amityville Horror vibes whenever I hear that. Absolutely. So episode 1 is, like I said, set to be Rubber Woman, and then episode 2 will be part 2 of that. Part 2 is Scarlet, which is, I guess, the daughter, and it says that she enters a twisted new romance while Michael and Troy are forced to confront their rocky relationship. Love that for episode 3, or for episode 2. So and I also love the name Scarlet. I love Gone with the Wind, and my best friend is obsessed with it, and she even named her daughter Scarlet. So I'm really excited to see the name Scarlet as the main character. Episode 3 is titled Drive-In, and that is where a screening of a forbidden film has disastrous consequences. Really excited for that episode, and I love the descriptions too. Episode 4 is titled as Naughty List, and that's where a group of influencers face a reckoning after posting a problematic video online. So I'm really excited for episode 4, because it has been confirmed, most of the cast for American Horror Stories, and they go as this. Matt Boomer is going to be Michael. Sierra McCormick is Scarlet. Ashley Martin Carter is Rowena. Paris Jackson is Maya. Kia Gerber is Ruby. Aaron Tivitt, and I apologize if I enunciate any of these names wrong. You guys know how through and through Texan I am. Aaron Tivitt is Adam. Renzi Feliz is Chad. Madison Bailey is Kelly with an EY. Amy Graybo is Tipper Gore. I'm so excited for that one. John Carroll Lynch is going to be in American Horror Stories. So excited. His character name is Larry Bitterman, which I wonder if he's bitter. Ha! Naomi Grossman is Rabid Ruth. So excited to see Naomi Grossman back. Dylan Burnside is James. Danny Trejo is Santa. So I would assume then that episode 4 is probably the, hopefully what it says, the naughty list. Hopefully that's where Danny Trejo will come in as Santa. Kevin McHale is Barry. Charles Melton is Wyatt. Nico Greedham is Zen. Leonardo Cici is brand new. He has not been given a character name just yet, but he has been added to the cast. Let's see. Charles Melton is Wyatt, and I just said that. Gavin Creel is Troy. Billy Lord is Liv Whitley. And Belissa Escobedo is Shanti. I love that name. Kyle Red Silverstein is Quinn. And Virginia Gardner is Bernadette. So, it was just released today on American Horror Story on their Instagram and all major sites about the characters and the actors and their names. So it's really exciting to see that come out. And like I said, next Thursday. So don't worry, guys. I will absolutely be covering the reviews on American Horror Stories. I will absolutely be covering all of the episodes and reviewing them for you. And more than likely, we probably will do another after show. And of course, if my lovely admins would love to join me on that, absolutely, I'd love to have them too. And of course, any of my patrons that would love to come join as well on the after show are welcome as well. So I do want to let you guys know very quickly that some of my favorite accounts on Instagram are like at AHS Double Feature FX, the AHS Zone, and I had a couple more written down, and I think I accidentally, for some reason, deleted them. So again, don't worry, I'm absolutely going to be putting out a comprehensive video for season 10 and for stories, breaking down the actors, the characters, storylines, and all that stuff that you want to know about, of course, our favorite show. I will also be including, the casting call for JFK from Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk. It was sent to me by an anonymous person. Well, I know who the person is, obviously, but it's anonymous to you guys. Obviously, I'm not going to give you their name because it was given to me in confidence, but it is the casting call for JFK. So there's just some cool information that I have for videos for you. So again, that is all of the wonderful American Horror Story tea. So I have to know what you guys think of all of this. I mean, what do you think about season 10? What do you think about the return of the aliens, or the whole thing about the rubber woman? What do you think about the 4 episodes that they've released so far for information on American Horror Stories? The cast and their characters. Just, give me all of your thoughts in the comments, of course. And as usual, I will reply to you. Now, that's it for American Horror Stories and American Horror Story. So the rest of the time is for us. I'm going to go and I'm going to get into the comments, and I'm just going to see how you guys have been doing and let you know how I've been doing. So if you don't want any more of the AHST, if you don't want to join any more of that, you can go on ahead and click off. So let me pull up my information real quick, and then I can take comments. So number 1, I wanted to let you guys know really quickly while I pull this up and while I get to your comments, what I have been doing while I have been gone. Now, number 1, I've been healing. I was a very angry person after the whole heavy metal poisoning and everything, so I have been seeing a therapist, a nutritionist. I see my doctor to get checkups every 3 months to test my weight. So I have been really focusing on myself and my mental health because I really needed it. I really needed to just focus more on me and my family and my husband. And, I'm absolutely so in love with them and my little family. My kids are so much bigger now. My teenager I have to start teaching her how to drive now. She is now at an age where she can babysit my younger ones. Nobody is in diapers. Nobody's in car seats. It's just been actually pretty nice, So I have, while this time has been going on, I have completed 2 novels. And I know, right? That's actually pretty outstanding. I've never completed two novels simultaneously, as well as putting out release dates, book jackets, and just getting all the editing and everything together. I've never done it for two books before, so it is very difficult right now for me, because I'm looking at putting out two novels, and of course, American Horror Story has actually just started again, so it's really nice. So I wrote two novels. The first one is something that I've been working on for a very long time. It is a memoir of my best friend and I. She passed away sadly 11 years ago, and it was like my biggest fear to forget like one day that I spent with her. And she and I literally grew up together from childhood to teen years to adulthood and college and everything, and having babies together and all that stuff. So when she died, um, I was scared I would lose one memory of her. So I wrote it all down, and I've been spending so much time actually just putting it all together in a book format, making it cohesive, flow, chapters, all that stuff, and getting more information of stuff that I didn't have. So that book is completed, and I'm actually working on the editing process right now before it goes to the editor, to the next editor, and then before the book jacket is created. And I'm really excited to say that I completed my horror short story novel. That's the word to say. So it's a book of my horror shorts. I have about 30 short stories, scary stories that I've written in my life and mostly had published. And I just decided that I took my favorites and I put them all together in a book and just changed some of them that I didn't like, or just upgraded them with better twists and better characters. And just now that I'm more evolved as an author, I was able to take those stories, go back and read them, and kind of change some things and make them much better. So I compiled them into a novel. So there's 14 short stories, and they all make a full novel. And it's just, like I said, it's really great. I've never done that before. I've always thought about publishing my short stories, but I just never did. So it is, so yeah, when I actually put them all together, and I was like, hey man, this is actually really great. I can actually make, it's actually together now, and all I have to do is just put, it's just fluff. It's just fluff. You got to do table of contents. You got to do editing. There's just so much stuff when you're actually getting a book together. And I am involved in every single element of my book, including from the copyrights to the material that's inside, everything, book jackets, descriptions, everything. It's all me. So, I mean, I'm not saying I make the book jackets. I'm saying I tell my graphic designer what I want and they make it. So anyway, and I write the descriptions. I do the marketing. I do the everything. And it's just, oh, Marklar. It literally is very consuming. So thank you all for your patience, because I haven't published a book in a long time, I think since 2017, and it's nice to come back and actually do that. So, Road Hill Entertainment, great to have you. Glenn Murphy, as usual, thank you for being here, my queen. Thomas Perry, hello, my love. Blaze, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Glenn says, an insider just stated that it's very close to tone in both Roanoke and Asylum, the show. Ooh, I cannot wait for that, because I loved Roanoke and I love Asylum. So absolutely. Tara, thank you so much for the compliment. You are so sweet. Destiny says, hey Mary, sorry it's been a minute. Mom life is hard. Darn straight, girl. You know how it is. Domino Fame says, hi here, new account. Happy to see you. DC, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. Blaze asks, where have you been? I haven't seen your videos in a while. And I know Blaze too. I also shot some really great parodies for American Horror Story for Cult, and it was hilarious. But it just didn't come out the way I wanted. So my kids are helping me film it. And actually, in some of these news videos that I put out, I'm going to include some of the bad clips in there, just so you guys can get a sense of what I was doing and how it just wasn't working out, and that I'm still working on. I'm still going to put those videos out. I just need to either get like new equipment or kind of upgrade some things in order to make sure that the parodies come out the way that I want them to. So I love seeing you, Blaze. Thank you so much. Glenn says, praise the Lord. I know Billy Lord. I love her Instagram so much. She is such a great mom. I love seeing her babies back all the time. Um, Destiny, thank you so much, you and Tara, for telling me about Dennis O'Hare and Russell Edgington. AHS News Updates says Kathy dropped out of the cast and Frances is playing her character. Oh, holy shit. I am so sorry if I just said a bad word in front of your child. I am so sorry. Wow, I've got to note this. Kathy dropped out? Kathy dropped out and Frances took her place. All right. Thank you so much, darling, for letting me know that. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Blaze, you were so sweet again for the super chat. Thank you. Andre, Mother Monster, is here. It is so great to see you. Thank you so much, AHS News Updates, and Glenn and No Name for telling me too about Paris and Kia being in the spinoff. Glenn said that Tate was spotted on the set of AHS Stories in Tate clothes. Okay, so you guys, yeah, so I must have heard it differently. But when the news was reported that Tate is coming back, they said that he's coming back to season 10. And of course he is. Evan Peters is definitely coming back to season 10 of American Horror Story while he's doing Jeffrey Dahmer, the monster one. And he's also doing American Horror Stories. But this person reported that he's going to be Tate in season 10. And I was like, what? No! Oh, God, no! Why not again? Please, Ryan, do something else with this boy, with this talented sex on a stick of a man who deserves a better role. Okay. And I'm happy now to see that he's only going to be Tate for one episode of American Horror Stories. Because honestly, it's at this point now, I honestly kind of, I know that this is probably something that's not going to be well received, but if I never saw Tate Langdon ever again, I would be happy. I think his story was already told. To keep on going back to him is kind of like poking back at a storyline that we just don't need. And the mystery that they've created for us is great enough. We don't need any more. And I know he's a popular fan favorite, but come on, let's just be done with him already. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one. Just let me know. Okay, so Glenn also says all we are missing is Lady Gaga. In season 10, she could be Marilyn Monroe. I know, right? She could definitely be in part 2. Let's see. No Name, though, says I think the rubber woman will be like the suit is haunted by the spirit of the house. Oh, that's a good one. I really like that idea. Thomas Perry says, I'm so excited. We get double the scares and the scare. I know, right? Glenn also says American Horror Story will premiere on Hulu in the US and on Disney Plus. Everywhere else except Australia. Disney Plus Star, sorry. Yes, so okay, I didn't know it would be on Disney. But yeah, that would definitely make sense. Don't they own them now, I think? Anyway, let's see. Thank you, Blaze. My Pop Funkos, that's Reagan from The Exorcist. She was a gift to me from my lovely friend Tammy, who is my soul sister, and I love her and I miss her. And that is my Ruby from Ash vs. Evil Dead. I found her in a clearance bin, and I thought, the gods have shined on me today. No Name, though, thinks that the double feature is going to be so good because they've had so much time to perfect it. I agree completely. BRT, it's so great to see you. I've missed you. I've missed you. I've missed you. Thank you so much for being here. Vicken, I am so great to see you. Kenna, thank you so much for being here as well. So thank you all. Shout out to Billy Lord for shooting 2 shows while being a new mother, says Glenn Murphy. Dude, amen. The only thing I ever did as a new mom was I packed up our house that we were living in when we were living in like a 1,000 square foot house, and we moved into a 2,000 square foot house. I had to do all of that. The packing, the nursing, the moving, and the putting everything back in the new house all while I was nursing every 2 hours. It's really hard to be a new mom and do all this stuff. So I agree with you, Glenn. Huge, huge shout out to Coco, to Glenn Coco, our Billy Lord, for being so super mom. Blaze asks, when's the after show? It would. I guess it would be after the show airs. Okay. Jared asks, did you see the post on Instagram I tagged you in last night, Mary? It has some footage from Double Feature. Jared, I think I did because I believe I downloaded it and it's actually going into the new video that I'm composing for the channel. So, yes. I apologize though if I didn't reply. Usually I do reply when you guys are so sweet and you tag me and that stuff. So, I apologize that I didn't. So, thank you so much for that. Kenneth says, I don't understand why they'd have to release the new trailer, why they have to release the new trailer on TV, but not release it to the social media. I think they did. I'm just not sure, It's weird. I know, Jacob the Snake Up, it's so great to see you. Thank you all so much, Mother of Chaos. It's so great to see you. Blaze asks, what's my favorite show right now? I'm not watching really anything right now. I watched Manifest on Netflix and, of course, some of the new Netflix television shows that came out. But I'm not really watching anything until The Walking Dead comes back. So when The Walking Dead comes back, I'm going to be watching that. But other than that, I'm not really watching anything right now. I don't have the time, to be honest with you, with editing 2 books and the kids and teaching my daughter how to drive. And my sweet husband is working so hard. He literally works from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm doing a lot of the mom stuff, taking them to the pools and their clubs and camps and all that stuff. So it's just, which we're not doing camps this year. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I just cannot actually do that. I just can't handle it. Not this year. I just really want to hang by the pool this year. Royal King Forever, thank you so much. You were so sweet. BRT is predicting that something major will happen to Tate. I would love to see something like, like a lot of death. Blaze is asking if I saw the new iCarly reboot. No, darling, I didn't see that show. However, I will go check that out because I know my girls loved it. So I will go check that out. I hope Tate's soul gets burned like how Michael used to burn the souls, says Jacob the Snake Up. I know, I love that, right? It would absolutely serve him right. Don't worry, guys. It's not the COVID. I've just been outside a lot, and actually, it's so weird. My makeup is so much lighter now than my actual skin tone. I mean, I know it looks a little red on the screen, but it's actually a little more tanner off screen. So my makeup is now like, I look like a clown because the rest of my skin is actually getting color to it. So, yeah. The Walking Dead is bizarrely on Disney Plus in Ireland right now. That is weird, Glenn. Oh, Jacob also says, aside from Tate's soul getting burned, he hopes that Violet's does the same. Virtual high five on that one, Jacob. Jacob, I totally get that. Hulu, The Handmaid's Tale, blessed be the fruit, says Vicken. Oh, I totally hear you on that. I think Elizabeth Moss is a fantastic actress. I've loved the movies that she's been in, especially the horror movies, and I just think she's an incredible actress. I hear you. I just got done watching Desperate Housewives, says Blaze. Oh, Blaze! I loved that show. That was very good. But if you haven't watched True Blood, you need to see it. Raider Vader, hi, baby! That's my son in the comments, so... What White Bear Production says, I'm actually excited for American Horror Stories because I like how the show is going to the veins of the Twilight Zone and Black Mirror. I know. Fucking Twilight Zone is the old ones, the old black and white ones that are my favorites. They're on Blu-ray right now to buy. So whenever I get money next time, I'm definitely going to get those because I love the Twilight Zone movie. I love the Twilight Zone shows. The movies, the movie was okay, but the shows were the best. I just remember being a little kid just sitting at the edge of, the carpet, just watching them at night because they would come on Saturday nights. I'd watch them and then watch Saturday Night Live. So, absolutely. Glenn says, I hope to see some of the Pose cast on AHS, especially Dominique Jackson. That is actually a very good tip on that because I would love to see... Dominique Jackson and India Moore come to American Horror Story. Of course, I would love all of the actors and actresses that are on Pose, of course, to come over to American Horror Story. The one that I definitely wanted was Angelica Ross, and that's the one they did. So I'm really, really happy to see that Angelica Ross came over to American Horror Stories and that she's staying there. Also, I know Pose season 3 just aired, and to be honest with you guys, I was just so, what's the word, traumatized by season 2. And I won't obviously go into what happened to traumatize me in season 2 because I don't want to ruin it for y'all, because hopefully Michael and I will do a live stream for you guys. We can maybe talk about that, or maybe we'll do a video together or something. But I did see season 3, and I did not do a review or a live stream for it because I knew that the whole time, I just needed a big ass box of tissues, a big ass water, and, like a couple of joints. And I was going to need to make it through Pose season 3. And let me tell you something. I needed a lot more tissues than what I thought. So it was just very sentimental, very emotional. And so, yeah, it was very hard to decide. It was very hard of a decision to come to, but I did not cover Pose season 3, just for the fact that season 2 and 3 were very emotional. And I do want to cover them soon before they get too out of style. However, they were just so great. If you guys haven't watched Pose, definitely go see that as well. So, okay. It looks like that I got a lot of the comments done. I am going to go on ahead and start wrapping this up because, as you can see, my son has quoted in there, "It's 5:35, Mom." That means he's hungry. So I'm going to go stuff my children with a whole bunch of delicious food and, of course, finish out my video. So, like I said, I'm going to put this information in a nice comprehensive video for y'all. Break it down, American Horror Story Season 10, and a separate video for stories. That way we can keep them all separated. And that is what I'm going to do continually on this channel, is I am going to just keep American Horror Story Season 10 separate from stories. When I do videos to bring them two together, I'll do those separate as well. So, okay, guys, thank you all so much for being here. As my son says, it's playtime. I have to go play with my kids right now, which is a life that I love. I mean, I get to go play Army Men with my kids. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, who else spends their days playing Army Men and watching the Goonies with their kids in the Transformer movies? I mean, come on, it's the best. All right, guys, thank you so much again for being here. I love you all. Don't forget, I don't fucking care if you like or subscribe to the videos or any of that shit, or if you dislike or like them. But just know, I love you. You guys are awesome. And again, I'll be here to report. And thank you all for being here at the live stream. You guys are all badasses. And I love you. Talk to you guys later, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Okay. I guess I have no idea now how to end my stream. I'm sorry, guys. I will see you next time. I will absolutely fix this. I have no idea how to absolutely turn this live stream off because I'm on a new phone. Okay.